Hi, this is John from Proper Coils, and today we're having a look at the Chucky RBA from Voodooll. So here we have the Chucky RBA from Voodooll. I just want to say first thanks to Paul Hinchcliffe for sending this over for review, much appreciated. So Voodooll are Italian bunch of modders, and they make some nice vape gear. So this is a bridge for a Boro tank. So this is the packaging it comes in. So it comes in this funky voodoo doll, obviously from the name Voodooll. VD is on the bag. It's like a cotton material bag, and you've got this voodoo doll with VD in the bottom of it as well. Very funky and original. So all you get in the bag is your pouch with your bridge. So along with your bridge, you're going to get some 5 air pins, and you're going to get a couple of O-rings and some screws for your deck. Don't mind the moisture in the bag.
Moist.
I've been using this for about 3 weeks, so it has been used, and that's the reason for all the moisture.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
So we take everything out. We get rid of the screws. You don't need those. We'll have a look at the bridge in a sec, and we'll have a look at the air pins. So the 5 air pins we have, the range from 1 mil to 3 mil is the largest. 1 mil is the smallest. I would have liked to seen a 0.8 for a proper tight mouth to lung. Now the 1 mil is a tight mouth to lung, but I think there is people out there that are going to like a tighter mouth to lung than a 1 mil. But for me, the 1 mil was fine. So that's the 1.2. That's the 1.6. It's all written on the bottom of the pins, which is good. That is your 3 mil. That's going to be your restricted direct lung. And the one I have installed is the 1 mil. So we put it together. And we'll zoom it in. And here is your bridge. So you have the Chucky doll on one side. You have your hole for your wick on with this side. You have Chucky and your serial number. So the serial number of this is 299. And then another hole for your wick on the opposite side. The chimney section just held in with O-rings, and it all fits together very well. The bottom, it comes with a proper 510 pin installed, so, or a threaded 510 pin, so you can screw this onto mods. Now it did have some issues. It won't screw on to certain mods, and it will screw on to others to fire your coil. I ended up using my Odin 250C, and it seemed to work fine. So you might have to play around with different mods to get the coil fired. Here is your deck. So it's not a very large deck. This, in my opinion, is designed for mouth to lung. And now I know it does come with a 3 mil pin for restricted direct lung, but given the size of the holes for your wick, I think this is really ideally suited for a mouth to lung build and a mouth to lung vape. The body, the whole lot of it is 316L stainless steel, so it's all stainless steel construction. Flathead screws. You've got a condensed chamber, so it's going to give you a decent flavor. Here's the top piece, nice and rounded and domed. Nice machining on the inside. Now I probably could have cleaned this a bit better. I was spotless when I got it, but it's been in use for the last 3 weeks, and it's been going very well. Yeah, the integrated 510 on the bottom is very, very good. You see a lot of these bridges or Boro devices, and you have to have an adapter piece. This doesn't need that, which is obviously a good thing. So that's basically the ins and outs of it. There's not a whole lot to it. Most I will say most mount-along coils come with opposing legs. So any mount-along coils I make from propercoils.com, I would make them with opposing legs, because most mount-along RTAs, RDAs, or Boro tanks or whatever, they usually have their screws, one, like maybe a screw here and a screw here, and that's where you're going to place your coil in the center. Then this has the 2 screws on the same side, so you're going to either have to take a half a wrap off or add a wrap on. So I'll add a wrap on. I'm going to be using the mount-along fuse Claptons from propercoils.com, and they come out at 0.8. They're 2 pieces of 30 gauge Canthal, and they're wrapped in 38 gauge Canthal, and they will ohm out usually at 0.8 single coil, but these are going to ohm out slightly higher because I'm going to add half a wrap for it to accommodate the deck style we have. So that is what we're working with. So I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to get this on a mod and fire up and get the coil set in place. Now, wicking this, I tried a couple of different methods. I did try leaving some cotton hanging out and then putting the top cap on, but the wicking hole here is extremely small. So what I ended up doing was cutting a little bit shorter like I did there and folding it over and trying to just drop it in and not necessarily having your wick hanging out of the hole. A lot of bridges that maybe are restricted direct lung or direct lung will have a larger wicking hole here, and you might hang your cotton out. But I just found leaving a couple of mil past the deck, give it a fold in, and I've had no issues with 50-50 juice or 60-40 juices for a mount-along setup. So that's my wicking tips for the Chucky. So that is the Chucky RBA all wicked up, coiled up and juiced up. Let's bring it back up top and I'll give you my pros and cons. So we're back up top with the Chucky RBA from Voodooll. Before I get into the pros and cons, I just want to mention that there is another version of this. It was released in the last couple of months, and it's more a restricted direct lung or direct lung setup. It has larger wicking holes, slightly bigger deck, and it's giving you more larger airflow options for someone that wants a direct lung or a restricted direct lung. So that's sort of going along with my thoughts when I was doing it, when I was talking on the down low, that this is really a mouth to lung setup. So if you're looking for a restricted direct lung or direct lung bridge for your Boro tank or your Boro device, this probably isn't the one for you. But maybe check out, if you like what you see here, check out the Chucky's Revenge. If I ever get my hands on that, I'll obviously stick up a review for that as well. So on to the cons first. So first con is the fact that it comes with a 510. The pin that you insert or screw in for your airflow accommodates a 510 thread, which means you can burn in your coils, which is a good thing. But the threading is very shallow on it, and it doesn't allow you to thread onto a lot of different mods. I tried 5 different mods and 2 of them worked. So it's probably going to be hit and miss whether you're going to be able to get it on a certain mod you want to. But if you've got a few mods hanging about, I'm sure one of them will work. The wicking holes, now this, I'm saying it's a con because they're small, but like if it's a mouth to lung device, so you're going to expect smaller wicking holes. If you're looking for a mouth to lung bridge, you're going to want smaller wicking holes. So maybe not a con for some. And again, there is that other version. So price wise, I didn't want to put this in as a con because if you're looking at this, you're not too worried about the price. It is on the higher end. It's a high end bridge. It's not your budget bridges that you might see from some Chinese companies. It comes from bespoke Italian modders. The machining is impeccable. You're paying for high quality gear. It's retailing anything that I've seen from 120 to 160 euro. If that's out of your price range, that's fine. I mightn't have put it in the cons, but it's something I'm going to have to say. But again, if you're looking at this review and you're after this, you're probably aware of the prices already, so it mightn't be a con at all. The only other small thing that I sort of niggled at me a little bit was when you're installing your coil, you really haven't got much room to play with for your legs. As in, when you're cutting your legs, you really, really need to cut them tight. So you seen on my down low, I was sort of flicking the legs of the coils up and down until they broke off, because a couple of the builds I tried, when I cut them with my snips, I was leaving the legs too long and it was shorting on the body of the bridge. So maybe if you get your hands on this, just like wiggle the legs up and down until they break off, and it'll give you a tighter, cleaner cut. But I would have liked a little bit more room. Like maybe if they're doing a version 2 of this, try and give the customer a little bit more, even just a mil more to play with, because it is extremely tight. You might actually have to pre-cut your legs. I don't pre-cut my legs. I'll just do that up and down thing. But if you don't want to do that, you can pre-cut your legs and cut them a little bit shorter. On to the pros. The presentation is obviously pretty cool. It's nothing I've seen before. Now obviously this doesn't affect how it vapes, but just the fact that it comes with something a bit funky, it's a very, very unusual. It's obviously it's a nod to their name, so the name of the company is Voodooll, and they give you a little voodoo doll with the bag and all. It's pretty cool, I think. The machining on the bridge is just impeccable, as you'd expect. Really, really nice machining. Everything fits very well together. I probably should have mentioned on the down low, the top piece of the chamber and the bottom piece, like the deck, it fits together with no O-rings whatsoever. So it's obviously machined to like very, very thousands of mils, because I've had no flooding. Everything just fits really, really well, and there's no need for shitloads of O-rings everywhere. The only O-rings on the device is where the chimney meets the body of the chamber. That's it. So everything, because the machining is so good and it's so precise, there's no need for a shitload of O-rings, so that's definitely pro. The mouth to lung vape itself is really good. The fact that it's a domed chamber, it's a tight chamber and condensed, The flavour is really good. We better give it a toot. That is the 1 mil pen. It's a very good mouth to lung. It's my preferred tightness for a mouth to lung vape. I know there will be some people out there that really like to what's that? Suck a snooker ball through hose, and the cheeks are pushing in. That's not the way I mouth to lung vape. But there is people out there. It would have been nice to have the option of a 0.8 pen, but they don't have it. But for me, it's a really nice, flavorful, really good mouth to lung vape. Very good. Apart from build wise, it is easy to build on. Apart from what I said about touching the side, you might touch the walls if you leave your legs too long. Other than that, it's fairly easy to build on, and it's fairly easy to wick. You just follow what I said. You don't need to leave a load of leg hanging out of the wicking holes. Cut it a couple of mil past, and then flip the legs in, and Bob's your uncle. I've had no issues either dry hits or flooding doing it that way. So that way is definitely working. Lastly, just the flavor's good. It's as I probably said the previous pro, but it's really good flavor. It vapes very well. It's very good. So look, if you're into your bridges, if you're into your nice machined mouth to lung high end bespoke stuff, this might be up your street. It's available in some vape shops. I can't name them, but there is a couple of friend shops I've seen it available in. I'm sure if you hit up the Facebook page, you'll be able to find them if you can't get them online. So that was the review of the Chucky RBA by Voodooll. If you like the review, or you like the reviews in general, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell. If you're looking for any handmade coils, make sure you head over to propercoils.com. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.